All right, everybody. I am thrilled to be able to introduce you to this beautiful lady who was inside of this group that you guys are in for over a year. And I remember her specifically because she was in the background of the group, and she was always at the classes. And I was like, Patty, when are you joining the academy? Patty. And she was just always in the background. I didn't even know what she looked like because she had, that picture in her Facebook page that's not of a human. It's like a little cartoon. So I was like, when is Patty? When am I going to be able to meet Patty? So those of you guys who now have never met Patty because she has a picture in, of a cartoon, you're going to meet her tonight. I'm so excited for you guys to meet Patty. Patty, let's do this, sister. Hi. There she
Hello, how
is.
are you?
There's Patty.
Hi,
Isn't she
everybody.
beautiful? So let's talk about you and how long you were inside of the free group here. How long were you in there?
Oh, a short while, like a year, since last February, March, April, something like that.
Do you recall me kind of harassing you like the last like
Oh,
6 months, right?
yes, you and Ingrid. Yes.
Yeah, me and Ingrid. So let's just talk about this for a little bit, before we get to your amazing results and the fact that you actually did end up joining us. But what was it that was preventing you from, why did you stay in the group for so long? Were you just stalking me, or what was the reason?
No, I don't stalk people. Um, Everything you talked about was very interesting. I thought if I could pick up on any tips that you had and put them into my life, once I would possibly get into the academy, I would be more caught up with you guys. And, it was great. It was working for me. And it was like, I just got to do it. I just have to, because doing it myself, and I'm a loner. I like to be home. I don't mind if I'm
You don't mind,
amazing
you,
how
you,
much
you don't
more
mind,
you
say that
can
one more
do.
time. You locked up for a little bit. You don't mind what? You said you like to be home alone. You don't mind what?
I don't mind being alone and doing all that, but it, once you're in with a group of people, totally different. You know, the more help, the more enthusiastic I got about doing things. And myself, I went, yeah, I'm not going to do that part. Oh.
So what
But when you
was it?
have
Because
people,
when you made the decision to join, you still hadn't joined, so you were still in the group. What was it that kind of flipped for you when you decided, you know what, okay, now is the time? Is it because you just kind of were plateauing, or was it because you saw just all the amazing like experiences with the women in there and the results that we were getting? What was it?
I did see the results from like these videos from when I saw them. Um, and I was kind of plateauing. And I thought, for how many years I've been overweight, 20 years diabetic, it's just not working for me. And I wanted to get off the medication, off the expense, and I kept hearing you could do it. So it's like, all right, I think I even joined a half hour before you closed or something like that. So I was still thinking, is this for me? And you and Ingrid were like, come on, come on. And I'm like, fine.
I
So
remember so many. I wanted you in the because here's what happened with you, right? And this is a lot of women right now who are watching this. They're in the group and they're asking a lot of questions, and I just know that they want to, but there's just something that's not pushing them in. And this is what I'm like. I'm gonna be doing with all these other women, right? For September, I'm like, you just
right.
got to take the leap, right? They just got to take the leap because when they hear, we're going to go over your stats next. What you've been able to do in 3 months. Did you ever imagine in 3 months what you'd be able to do?
Not at
I
all.
mean, look at this. This is incredible. So, Patty, this was only in 3 months. When she started, her blood sugars were high 200s, and in Canadian, that would be, I'm going to do it here real quick. That would be around, let's see, I just want to figure it out. That would be around 11 or so, 11.1 mmol, right? So she was in the high 200s, and now her blood sugars are in the low 100s. we've gotten her off of 2.5 medications. This is in 3 months. She's down 34 pounds, 17.5 inches, and down 2 sizes. When you look at that, Patty, are you just kind of like, wow? Like, did you ever think that that would be something that you'd be able to do in such a short period of time?
No, not at all. Because I wasn't accountable. And I think I asked you a question in the group, and you said, you need to be accountable for that. And I was like, she knows me. How did she know I needed to be accountable?
Yeah. Well,
So,
I think we all do. I
oh
think
yeah.
we all do. I think a lot of times, just like what you experience, you're a little hesitant. Women are sometimes very private, and I get that too. And the privacy, and they're a little bit nervous and scared, so they're not sure, what to expect. But this is why when you share kind of what you were experiencing before you joined, I think you'll be able to relate, or people will be able to relate to you, because so many women, they're afraid that it's not going to work for them, and yet they also need the accountability really bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Very true.
34 pounds off 2.5 medications. Talk a little bit about how you were physically feeling before you started.
Oh, I ached. My knees hurt. My back hurts. I couldn't do nothing. I didn't feel like doing nothing. You know, and as soon as you lose the first couple pounds, and then your thought starts thinking, hey, this is working, and then you lose a couple more, and your insulin's going down slightly, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, and walking taller, and being able to get stuff done. It's like, boy, a year ago I couldn't have done that. Simple things, up and down the steps. I used to take step by step and hardly go down, and now it's like wow, I'm doing it a lot better. And that's just one little example.
That's amazing, girl. I don't even think I heard that story about your
No.
taking the steps slow. That's
And
amazing.
being able to breathe, just taking a small walk to the car, it's like I'm not out of breath, or stuff like that.
Right. Well, even, you're 34 pounds lighter, you're off medications, and two of those medications had a lot of side effects. And, you're decreasing your inflammation. Let's talk about inflammation, right? That's the topic of today's class. And when you have diabetes and you're on medications and you're 34 pounds heavier, you had a lot of inflammation, which was causing all these aches in your joints and things like that. And so obviously it's improving because you're reducing the inflammation,
Right.
right?
Right. Makes a difference.
Mhm.
It's amazing. I mean, 34 isn't much compared to what I need to lose yet, but it's a lot compared to where I was, you know. So
Well,
each little help.
we always talk in the academy that weight is a perk. Weight is a side effect
Right.
of getting healthy, but we always stress that we need to heal the body and get healthy first before we start to really lose weight. You're going to get to your goal. I am 100% convinced of it. I tell this to all my girls. If you join the academy and you don't quit and you stay and you do the hard work, because let's talk about that. It's not easy work, is it? I mean, it's
No.
very it's hard, but is it hard having diabetes and being 34 pounds heavier and being on 2.5 medications? I mean, what's harder?
Yeah, that's very hard. You got as you call it, the mindset. So every single minute of the day, it's like, I want something to eat. What am I going to make for supper? I can't have that. I shouldn't have that. But am I going to have that? Now it's because you're taught what you can and can't you have. It's like, oh, okay. So that helps, with the inflammation going down, plus poundage, plus the insulin amount.
Yeah.
So,
So amazing. You've done such a great job, and you're kind of known inside the academy as the smart butt because you're so funny.
oh,
Well, you are. You're just so
I
funny.
tried.
You are. You're hilarious. You have like
You gotta,
such an amazing sense of
you
humor.
have to keep you have to keep it light. You have to be able to laugh at yourself and laugh with somebody. And I started 10 years ago, and everything. How are you? The rope is getting thin, and now it's like, you know what? No more negativity. Like 5 years ago, I'm like, no more, and that helped. Little by little, and then to get in this group of women and you, and it's like, oh, so I come in with I can't miss it because I want to see what's going on with everybody,
Let's
what new
talk
I can
about
learn.
that a little bit. Talk about the culture inside of the academy and the camaraderie and how, I mean, when you joined, were you concerned that you might not blend in or fit in, or was that really a concern?
Well, I knew eventually I would, and I knew that I wouldn't start talking at the beginning. It's just, I have to sit back and wait a year. But now I'll add my 2 cents wherever it's not needed. And, you know, people just go, hey, it's okay. Just, step it up and come back. And, you know, so what if you did something wrong or whatever? There are 20 people will send you messages saying, hey, you know, you're in it with everybody.
And the sisterhood is tight. I mean,
Oh,
you guys, when you guys join, right away, I make sure that um, stress that we here are sisters and there's no judgment. And I think that just kind of keeps everybody very like relaxed and calm because you guys are all in the same boat. Everybody who joins the academy, we're all in the same boat. We're women that want to get healthier. And when
and
everybody's
I was
going through the same thing, right?
right. And I was glad that it was women only because probably, I don't know, 10 years or so in my life, something I can't remember now, but something was like I was totally against men. Luckily, not my husband, but it was like, oh, yeah, And now when I saw this was no man, I'm like, okay, good. So that made a difference.
Yeah. Well,
Not that I don't
I'm
like
glad you
men.
brought that up, except for my husband. Sometimes he'll pop in, but that's a different
Well,
story.
he's,
No, but I'm glad you
pick on
brought that
him
up.
too.
And that was one of the main reasons why I've made this an all women's academy, because I do know that women, we want to be able to share our vulnerabilities. And unless we can share our vulnerabilities and really get to the root cause of what's going on, it's going to be harder to heal our bodies. And so
Right,
to create an environment that's very safe and nurturing and also where we take action and get results, I just feel like it's more powerful because we're all women.
right. It helps, especially when you want to talk about something very female embarrassing or everybody's body, but that D word, I probably wouldn't have brought that up in front of a different audience,
Yeah.
a mixed audience.
Hmm.
So, and then everybody pops in, oh, I got that, I got that. Although, I can see men need the same help, but it's nice to be just women.
Oh, I'll be starting a men's diabetes group in a while. That's phase 2. But for right now, you guys keep my plate very full.
Yeah, we do. How do you? What can we eat? What do you mean I can't have this? I have to eat kale?
Right?
Yeah,
And then trying to coach you guys when you have to go talk to your doctors, that's a whole nother conversation anyway. But hey, listen,
yeah.
girl, I'm just, first of all, I'm so thrilled. It was like a present when you decided to join the academy, because I was just like, ugh. And so I want you to be that for some of these girls who are watching this. I want you to be that person for them where they're like, where you were the person that just talk them off of the ledge, like you should just do it. So I want you to give a message to anybody that's watching this right now that was where you were just 3 months ago. I mean, these women who are thinking about joining us this week, they could they will be in 3 months where you are now. Why do they
Yeah.
should not wait, right? I mean, no, quit waiting.
The longer you wait, um, the longer it's going to take you to get started. You may start on your own and this and that, and I thought I was on my own trying to do this before I joined, but man, once you get in, there's a whole new messages out there of what and why and how and all the videos you have, and then you can go back and play them over and over, and you just learn so much more than being on your own. And it's stuff you wouldn't think about, the hidden sugars and that type of stuff. It's like, oh, I can't have that either. There's sugar in, So it's well worth it. I should have did it a long time ago. I'm glad I did it when I did it,
Yeah.
and I'm going to continue on.
Yeah.
It's not going to take just 3 or 4 months, which I thought I'd do it in 3 or 4 months. But now I'm
Well,
realizing
you've done
I
a
didn't.
lot. You've done a lot in 3 months.
Yeah.
You
But
have
I also
jump
didn't
starts.
become
Yeah. But we're going to reverse your diabetes. I mean, that's the goal. The long-term goal is
right.
to reverse your diabetes, get you fat adapted, get you to your weight goal. I mean, all of that. And that's coming. And that just, that takes time. And we're in it for the long haul. And that's what we have to do in order for it to stick and stay so that your diabetes will never come back and that you will. And that's the goal. Nothing breaks my
Right.
heart more than anything is when people get to a certain goal and then they're like, oh, I'm done. And then they gain all their weight back. And then that's not the process that we take. We
They
want this
didn't
long
learn.
term.
They didn't learn the proper way. You can tell everybody to cut out sugar, but that's half the battle. Because they don't know where the hidden sugar is.
Yeah.
So,
And
well worth.
the last thing, I just real quick, let's talk about the cravings. How did those, when you were able to decrease the inflammation and introduce some of the superfoods, and really, was that a shock to you how much that kind of changed?
I've been kind of working at it, and then when you said no sugar, I'm like, okay. And 3 or 4 days into it, it's like, oh, okay, I can pass it in the supermarket. So, and there's a lot of, sometimes I'll be making supper for everybody else, and I won't even care to taste it. It got easier.
Yeah. Well,
It got easier.
congratulations again, girl. I'm just beyond proud of you. I'm thrilled to have you in the academy. You've done amazing. I'm so thrilled and excited to see what is going to continue happening for you, because there's a lot that's going to be happening for you in the months ahead, and just great work.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
And thank
talking me into it. Which
no
didn't take
regrets,
much.
though. No regrets, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Thanks,
everybody,
Patty. You're amazing. We'll talk to you later.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.